Hello there, my name is Axel Doodles, and I'm here to help you, that's right, you, with your puzzles and traps. I make these videos with 3 puzzles and traps for you to use in your own D&D games. This is video 7, so please check out the others if you need more ideas. Okay, here we go. But first, no, this isn't a sponsor spot, this is a quick reminder. If your players come up with a really cool or clever solution to your puzzle or trap, give them a cookie and pat them on the head while allowing them to get their reward. Whether that's treasure, an open door, or just the ability to live. Alright, now on to the video. This first trap is very similar in concept to a trap from a previous video. I called that one the mysterious ticking. In quick summary, if you haven't watched that video, which you should, it's the first one, there's a gold coin on a table. If a player picks it up, then a loud ticking rings through the room coming from the object. The ticking has no meaning or punishment, it's just there to scare them. Now this trap is going to be very similar, so let's call this one the Chalk Labyrinth. The party is walking through a room. All over the floor are chalk arrows pointing at specific tiles. Sometimes multiple arrows are pointing at one tile. The party assumes they need to avoid these. However, there's nothing wrong with them. In fact, there's nothing wrong with any of them. That's it, just a bit of fear. So how can you make it your own? Well, maybe it's in a labyrinth like that one movie. What was it called? Oh well. I recommend having some sort of audible cue whenever an abnormal tile is stepped on so the party begins to panic a bit. Then as the room goes on, have the safe tiles get further and further away. Or maybe the arrows start to disappear and they're getting hard to see. If you want to describe the room more gruesomely, then go ahead and say the arrows were written in blood and that there are splatter marks on the unmarked tiles. This next one can be kinda complicated, but I think it's very fun to run, and it can really make them panic. I call it the wooden maze. The players find themselves in a room with a large model maze made of wood in the middle of it. It's set up almost like a toy with the same number of joysticks as there are players. Have the maze look an awful lot like the dungeon. Like, exactly like the dungeon. Inside of it are little wooden toys of each of the players. They are spread throughout the maze. In the very center is a large treasure chest overflowing with gold and jewels or magic items that the party wants. The players try the joysticks and discover that it moves their little wooden toy. The doors in the room slam shut and a timer starts. Now here's where it gets interesting. Throughout the maze are toy monsters of your choice. If the toy player comes across a toy monster, then a door will open up in the room and a real monster will come out. For example, if the player comes across a displacer beast, then a door will open and a real displacer beast will come out. Now the party must choose, move their toy or fight the monster. The maze is beaten when a player reaches the treasure chest. The door opposite of where they entered opens, and they have their reward. You can make this puzzle as hard as you want. You can include traps in the toy, along with monsters at whatever level you feel is necessary. Also, you can add some fun little tricks to help the players. For example, if the player removes the monster toy from the maze, then maybe the monster is thrown against the ceiling and takes some damage. Just don't make it so they can move the characters, and if they try, maybe they get some ceiling time too. Sorry for that long and complicated one. Here's a simple one. It's called the freezing room. The players walk into a room that is knee-deep in water. As they enter, the water level slightly rises, and once it passes a certain threshold, then the water will freeze into ice around them. They must try to get rid of it so they can move on. This one has a bunch of ways it can be solved. They can muscle their way through by using their weapons and magic, or they can see the small holes in the wall that the water needs to enter to trigger the freezing. Then they can walk through the water one by one in order to keep the water level down. Again, you can make this one as mean as you want it to be. You can have the ice creep up the characters so they have a time limit before they're frozen, or maybe there's a monster in the room with them that they must try to fight while also trying to get themselves and their party members free. Well, there's your puzzles and traps for this video. I hope you enjoyed these. Sorry the middle one was kinda complicated, but I promise it's super fun. And if you decide to use any of these, please let me know in the comments what you do and how it goes. And if you would please like and subscribe while you're down there to keep up to date with these videos, I would really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. See you later!